We na RC Bank with sim couple you dey work out with money na your phone all time.
We na RC Bank. Of course, now we get the most efficient and convenient internet banking platform na Salon.
Of course, we na the bank of choice. Now we get the best prepaid card na Salon. Come bank with me.
We na Rokel Bank. With a Visa debit card, you can do your transaction any side of the world inside you dey.
We na master sabi for digital banking business na Salon.
Na RC Bank, now we get the best low interest rate na Salon.
We na Rokel Bank, we ATM dey support cashless transaction.
We na Rokel Bank. We dey send and receive money through Western Union, MoneyGram, and Rare.
We na Rokel Bank. With we e-couple, you can send money to anybody when you get bank account with we. Just ask for your telephone number. That's it.
Fambulem, on another year, we na Rokel Bank. We na Agba banking business na Mama Salon.
With Rokel Commercial Bank simple app, it's fast, safe, and reliable.
Tired of standing in the queue? Do all your banking transactions with the Rokel SIM card without leaving your seat. Fast, safe, and easy.
You can download the app from App Store or Play Store.
Star 919 hash with or without internet.
Can send e-couple to any mobile number.
Send and receive money instantly.
QR codes. You can take your business digital. Across banks and mobile money accounts in Sierra Leone. Instant payment across Africa.
So, what are you waiting for? Download the simple app now.
Rokel SIM Couple. Banking on the go.
I run a small logistics company.
This internet is very slow, and the show has already started.
And my game keeps freezing. We need better internet and better security.
Introducing Michel Group of Companies. From ultra-fast internet to round-the-clock protection, Mitchcom RSP Internet powers modern homes and smart businesses across Sierra Leone, all the way to Liberia and Guinea border. With our advanced internet service, you get blazing fast broadband and fiber optic connection, secure VPN for personal and business use, affordable, customizable plans, 99.9% reliable uptime, and 24/7 customer support. But we don't stop there. Our MSA Michel Security Agency are built for today's world, combining trained professionals with advanced technology for homes, offices, businesses, and events. From ID checks to emergency response, we keep your people and property safe without disrupting you.
watching AYV Television.
From our broadcasting house here on Wesley Street in Sierra Leone's capital, Freetown, this is Primetime News on AYV Television and Radio. You're watching us on channel 33 and listening to us on frequency modulation 101.7 and on DSTV channel 399. I am Phoebe Sweel. Let's begin with the headlines. In Sierra Leone, what began as a simple farewell among classmates has evolved into a popular signing out tradition celebrated across all levels of education, from nursery schools to universities. Building ability and breaking barriers. United Polio Brothers and Sisters advance disability inclusion through skills and sustainable livelihoods.
We do this work for local help to the community. All we do, I do the working for it.
And now in Porti community, overcrowding, poor sanitation and limited access to clean water are driving growing public health risks down the wharf.
The health side, we got some of the border that will be sick in this community, pass then take in another community because we're not able to get proper medication at this side.
Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. Hello and welcome again from wherever you're joining me from tonight. This is Primetime News. Now, what was once a modest farewell among classmates has evolved into a flourishing social phenomenon spanning nursery schools, primary schools, secondary schools, colleges and universities. I'm actually talking about signing out ceremonies. Now, according to the OECD's 2024 Education at a Glance report, young people are placing growing value on ceremonial milestones and shared experiences, while researchers at the University of Oxford's Internet Institute have found that platforms such as TikTok and Instagram are reshaping how adolescents publicly perform life transitions. In Sierra Leone, where more than 3.5 million people are under the age of 24, according to the 2024 Population Reference Bureau, the influence of youth culture is rampant. AYV's Maria Matomi brings us up to speed with the nitty-gritty of this year's signing out ceremonies.
The ink has dried, the midnight candle is out, and the flowers have begun to wilt, and the music has started. Yet across Sierra Leone, conversations about signing out continue to echo long after classrooms have emptied. Once confined largely to pupils completing the school leaving exams, WAS, the tradition now stretches to universities and even nursery classrooms. What was a simple exchange of signatures has become a public celebration, carefully documented for social media.
Behind the celebrations themselves, opinions remain divided. While some see signing out as a well-deserved reward after years of academic effort, others believe the growing expectations surrounding gifts and expensive displays are changing the true meaning of the tradition.
I signed out recently, and for me, signing out does not mean much to me, but it means something to at least the people that I hold dear, my mother and my sister, my elder sister. So I took part in the activity because it's some sort of achievement, because after 4 academic years of hard struggle, and the struggle is real, by the way, after 4 academic years of struggle, we had to celebrate. We had to say, okay, this is it, we're done with university, at least months prior to our graduation.
The 4 years you've spent, 4 or 5 years you've spent at university, you deserve celebration. I, for one, did not want to partake in the sign out, but based on influence from friends, and I see that it should be celebrated. But the only problem I have, I believe if it should be celebrated, it should be done after second semester grades have been published. But it's not a bad thing. Just people are looking at it. I don't know where if they did not have the opportunity to sign out, they are seeing it on a very bad light. But it's not. The university journey is very difficult. So you need that time to celebrate aside your graduation.
Yet beneath the color and celebration lies a more complicated conversation. Child development specialists caution that when social recognition becomes tied to spending power, celebrations can unintentionally deepen inequality among students. Increasingly, families find themselves balancing pride with financial reality.
When me be in college, I be doing sign out because I know I would say I go throughout for like get me degree. But the way it go now, so you don't turn out like say a culture or a celebration. Maybe to say people they waste too much resources on that. So for me, on that angle, I not be say like it's not too much necessary. If you just need a polo, like a white t-shirt like this one, so people the way you believe or you say that role model in a society, you get that expected and sign. But the way we don't go so now, somebody even organize a party for do a sign out. As the end now, some other people they go do that sign out, they don't even come on that particular area. But somebody also the extent they use that as a means for extort in parents or in guardian. But come on money. But if not like just that polo, that t-shirt, for me it's not bad.
If someone can afford expenses that come with their signing out, it's fine because they can afford it. But if they can't, but you still want to get a new wig, installation, highlight, do your nails. Some people go to the extent of doing a photo shoot. If they can afford it, it's fine. But if you can't, I don't think that is necessary. You could save up. I think the graduation is, you could save all that up for the graduation because graduation is the big deal.
I've lived a life that's full.
For some, it's a celebration of achievement. For others, it's a growing social trend that comes with unnecessary pressure. As another school year comes to a close, one thing is certain: signing out has become much more than saying goodbye. Maya Matomi, AYV News, Freetown, signing out.
Now, across the world, more than 1.3 billion people, roughly 1 in every 6, live with a disability, according to the World Bank, making disability inclusion not a matter of charity, but of human rights and economic development. Yet millions remain excluded from decent work, education and opportunities. Now, despite overwhelming evidence that inclusive workplaces strengthen economies and communities alike, in Sierra Leone, where the informal economy dominates livelihoods, the barriers facing persons with disabilities are often compounded by poverty, stigma and limited access to vocational training. But at Shell New Road in Eastern Freetown, one community-led organization is quietly rewriting that narrative by creating jobs, teaching practical skills, and bringing persons with disabilities and able-bodied people together under one roof. The United Polio Brothers and Sisters is demonstrating that inclusion is not an aspiration. It is an everyday practice. Our reporter Issa Bangura has more on this.
The first thing that captures your attention is not disability, it's industry. Sparks leap from welding churches, sewing machines steadily, and skilled hands restored broken electrical appliances. The World Bank estimates that excluding persons with disabilities from education and employment can cost countries a significant share of their economic potential, while inclusive labor markets deliver broader productivity and social gains. Here at the United Polio Brothers and Sisters Workshop, ability is measured not by physical condition, but by craftsmanship, determination, and purpose.
Yeah, we get different components. First and foremost, we get different components. Like this particular side, we start with the production service and at the welding department. We get a student will come up to 60 of them. They 30 of men, 20 of women wey we dey train welding. The initiative of this thing na for make we as person living with disability for make we no go na street for go beg. Also for make to contribute meaningfully towards community or society development. Also as a country as a whole. Because like this we get how many people there wey dey try and train our so we get women there, we get vulnerable groups there also wey dey come and train our so. As we say, because of all of the initiatives that make the able to succeed already. So these are the initiatives for make possibly self-reliance, for make to create job opportunity for ourselves.
In Sierra Leone, where more than 86% of employment remains vulnerable, according to World Bank or ILO estimates, secure livelihoods are already difficult to obtain. For persons living with disabilities, those challenges are often even greater. Rather than waiting for opportunity to arrive, members of this organization have chosen to build it themselves. Their workshop manufactures metal products, repair household electronics, creating employment, while transferring practical skills to a new generation.
We do this work for local to help the community. All they do, they do they get voting for it. And then they come by now one, who was for picking them, woman there. Thank you for running. Now another community for good. And this we don't live and this over 20 years. From who don't farmer, who don't live for ourselves. And also the child will be in a trade to be struggle back. But from them time they who don't form this, inshallah, thank you.
This work here, it don't help me great. Like I tell you now, from when I left school, say to this time here today. If not to this the work here, like I for don't suffer a strain. Well, me I make cold pot. Cold pot now I make other different things there. I make coil stand. We be said that day I make creator for myself through this disaster where fire they disturb people in this country. Yes, but really like the material not enough for me. For now, this now they can make cold pot. But I get different things they want to make right.
I come for land this work here before I would sit down a house like the other one them or like for hang bag, but me know they parent style and this. So now I make a decide for my come land this work. For my go able to support my family then and for do other things. So now I make a camp at this really work. I make the mud. I make machine where they pull per mine. I make plenty things then. I'm so happy for that.
Across much of the world, disability advocates are calling for a shift from welfare to economic empowerment. At Shelny Road, that transition is already taking shape. One repaired appliance, one welded gate, and one skilled graduate at a time. For these artisans, dignity is not bestowed through sympathy. It is earned through work, sustained by opportunity, and strengthened by the simple belief that every person deserves the chance to contribute. Issa Bangura, AYV News, Freetown.
Across the world, the difference between life and disability is often measured not by medical science, but by whether they can afford an operation. The Global Surgery Journal, the Lancet Commission of Global Surgery estimates that more than 5 billion people lack access to safe, affordable surgical care when they need it, while low and middle income countries bear the overwhelming burden of untreated surgical conditions. In Sierra Leone, where healthcare financing remains a significant challenge and rural communities continue to face shortages of specialist services, access to surgery can remain beyond the reach of many families. The World Bank estimates that more than half of Sierra Leone's population still lives below the national poverty line, making the cost of surgical treatment prohibitive for thousands of households. Amid these realities, the Koinadugu District Council, in partnership with Kabbalah Government Hospital and Warawara Faith Clinic, have provided 50 free surgical operations for vulnerable patients in Kabbalah. Our correspondent Ibrahim Sudais Goma reports from the Northern Province.
In medicine, a successful operation repair more than the human body. It will restore dignity, renew hope, and often return a family breadwinner to everyday life. The Koinadugu District Council, under the leadership of Chairman Lawrence Tetekabo, has partnered with Kabbalah Government Hospital and Warawara Faith Clinic, provide 50 free surgical operations for patients in need. The initiative is intended to ease the financial burden on vulnerable residents who require life-changing surgical treatment but are unable to reach the cost. Lawrence Tetekabo, Chairman Koinadugu District Council, give an insight of this operation.
We, na council, we dey for development na the entire district. We been capture this, now we budget 2026. We self as a council, we want to do 50 free operation for the people of Koinadugu district. So we get a lot of meetings. So day after day for start, the free surgery way, the money will come out from the Koinadugu district council. That money there, na your money, na me money, now we all your money because the revenue we collect as council, a part of that money they will say, let we decide for do 50 free operation for people that we not able to afford.
Medical officer at Kabbalah Government Hospital, Dr. William Kamara, commended the collaboration, describing it as a significant intervention that has improved the life of many patients. He highlighted the importance of partnership in expanding access to specialist medical services in rural communities.
On behalf of the medical superintendent, the administration, and also the hospital, want for also welcome this idea and for help with people them as well and make sure say the operation come out successful. Then as much as we don't put all things together, all preparation in place right now, so we welcome the idea and we work with the council.
Some of the beneficiaries expressed gratitude to the district council and its partners for giving them access to free surgical care, saying the support has brought them relief and renewed hope.
I'm glad because the operation this 6 million the more money since last year. So I'm glad I get this free surgery for
the whole family. You know that the whole family because remember how operation don't go today. Million. You can't get free. I believe say God in power. With happiness.
The free surgical operation is expected to benefit more vulnerable residents as local authorities and health partners continue working together to improve healthcare delivery in Koinadugu district. Ibrahim Sudais Kuruma, AYV News, Kabbalah Northern Province.
Still in health, from preserving blood samples to powering diagnostic equipment, uninterrupted energy can determine whether an outbreak is detected early or allowed to spread unchecked. According to the International Energy Agency, nearly 685 million people worldwide still live without access to electricity, with sub-Saharan Africa accounting for the overwhelming majority, making reliable power one of the defining challenges for resilient health systems. Now, the government of Sierra Leone, through the Ministry of Health, has now received solar inverter systems for 5 major public laboratories in Laka, Bo, Kenema, Port Loko and Makeni. funded by the Global Fund and implemented by the United Nations Development Programme. The initiative is expected to guarantee uninterrupted diagnostic services, improve disease surveillance, and reinforce the country's capacity to respond swiftly to future public health emergencies. Joseph Adumambu tells us more.
Reliable electricity is often invisible until it disappears. At the Laka Government Hospital, public health officials and development partners handed over solar systems to ensure uninterrupted electricity for critical laboratory services. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Kane says the investment was inspired by lessons from the Ebola outbreak and other health emergencies where unreliable power hampered laboratory operations and delayed vital diagnosis.
CPHRL lab is now 120 kVA. The Lakan TB lab is 100 kVA. Both was fully solarized. You know, we had, Morris, there was a group that did both hospitals. The John Hopkins had done both in total, but then it was not strong or it was not adequate for the lab. So for both, we only did 20 kVA to support the system. So it's now all functional. Keneba is 200 kV. Wow. Logo is 100 because they already had some, and then McKinney is 150. They also had some. You know? So in total, it's a big boost, and if well used correctly, we believe that this should handle. It will set us in a position that will be capable to really address some of these challenges that we'll be having with the lab operations.
Sierra Leone's electricity crisis is severe, with only about 30% of the national population connected to the grid. In hospitals and medical labs, the absence of reliable power supply is life-threatening.
The nearly $2 million project was funded by the Global Fund, with UNDP implementing the installation through technical support. The UNDP resident representative Frederick Ampere said reliable energy is essential for resilient laboratories, enabling faster disease detection, stronger emergency response, and climate-smart healthcare. He described the initiative as a testament to the impact of effective partnerships in strengthening Sierra Leone's health sector.
This success is not about the handing over. It's about the thousands and millions of people who will use this facility. It's about how readily people would come here, get access to healthcare, get their tests done, get their results and diagnosis done in good time so that they can have the healthcare that they need. This is the true measure of what we call the success of what we're going to hand over today.
Deputy Minister of Health 1 described laboratories as the backbone of quality healthcare, highlighting significant investments the government has made in strengthening hospitals and healthcare facilities across the country. He thanked the Global Fund, CMM, and the UNDP for their continued partnership, saying the new systems will improve service delivery and ensure patients receive timely and reliable diagnostic services.
Statistics of access to health, of energy, those percentage, is work in progress. It's being revised every moment as I speak now. Even within the Ministry of Health now, we have more than 350 health facilities fully solarized across the country, representing about more than 25 to 30% of the 1,000 to 600 health facilities. So we don't fall within that 5%. We are marking towards having all of them solarized, and Mr. Kowi says evidence. All our district hospitals, all our tertiary institutions, corner hospitals have 24-hour solar energy light. So the laboratory now is picking up very well, and we are happy that as a country under His Excellency, we are moving very well.
For scientists working behind the laboratory doors, stable electricity means fewer interruptions to life-saving work. For communities across Sierra Leone, it means a stronger shield against infectious diseases and greater confidence in the country's public health system. But resilience is often built quietly, and sometimes it begins with simply keeping the lights on. Joseph Adomambu, AYV News, Freetown.
Road traffic crashes remain one of the world's most persistent public health emergencies, claiming nearly 1.2 million lives every year, according to the World Health Organization's Global Status Report on Road Safety 2023. Africa bears the heaviest burden. recording the world's highest road traffic fatality rate despite accounting for only a small fraction of the global vehicle fleet. Recognizing that safe roads demand cooperation beyond national borders, the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority and Nigeria's Federal Road Safety Corps have signed a landmark 5-year memorandum of understanding in Abuja. The agreement seeks to strengthen regional capacity through research, technology, intelligence sharing, and harmonized enforcement. AYV's Mohammed Bakar Kamara reports.
Roads connect lives, livelihoods, and opportunity. But when safety systems fail, highways become corridors of loss. It is against this reality that officials from Sierra Leone and Nigeria gathered at the headquarters of the Federal Road Safety Corps in Abuja to finalize a partnership designed to transform how both countries tackling road safety. The 5-year agreement covers institutional cooperation in research, digital innovation, vehicle administration, crash data management, enforcement, and professional training. The need for collaboration has rarely been greater. The WHO Regional Office for Africa estimates that almost 250,000 people died on African roads in 2021, while the continent remains the only WHO region where the road traffic fatalities increased over the past decade.
This MOU is going to probably safeguard the critical resources that we have in Africa, that is the human resources, by saving lives, by providing the much needed infrastructure and enforcement that we can be able to reduce the road traffic crashes and fatalities, not only in Nigeria, but in the whole Africa.
Officials from both agencies say the partnership is designed not simply to respond to road crashes, but to prevent them. They argue that harmonizing standards across West Africa will improve cross-border vehicle regulation, enhance officer training, and strengthen the use of technology in traffic management. But what does this mean to the Executive Director for the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority?
One thing that I admire was the post-crash response mechanism that the COP Marshal has put in place, because we believe that most of the people that do die on road crashes as a result of the response time. Because of the response time and mechanism he has put in place, it was so impressive yesterday that because sometimes people may involve into accident, but because of the time of the ambulance coming to ferry them to the different hospital can make them lose their lives.
The memorandum concluded a 3-day working visit by high-level Sierra Leone delegation led by the Executive Director of the Sierra Leone Road Safety Authority. Officials say the knowledge exchange over the coming 5 years is expected to strengthen enforcement, improve professional standards, and ultimately save lives. In road safety, they argue the greater success is measured not by agreements signed, but the journeys completed safely. Mohammed Bakar Kamara, AYV News.
Now, in one of Freetown's most densely populated coastal settlements, residents of Poti Wharf are confronting a quiet but persistent public health emergency. Overcrowded housing, limited access to clean water, and inadequate sanitation facilities are shaping everyday survival, particularly for children. It is a phenomenon that is common in many slum areas in Freetown, as other reporters have highlighted here on AYV in the last couple of days. As climate pressures intensify across West Africa, low-lying communities like this are increasingly exposed to flooding and disease outbreaks. AYV's camera operator Aliyu Bangura documented the conditions on the ground as Isa Bangura reports them in this piece.
Narrow pathways cut between tightly packed structures, many built on stilts above brackish water. The settlement feels suspended between resilience and risks, where every inch of space has been claimed by necessity rather than planning. Drainage channels are often blocked or absent entirely, turning rainfall into stagnant pools that linger like unwelcome guests. Residents describe water access as a daily calculation between cost and survival. With limited public taps, many households rely on private vendors making clean water both scarce and expensive in a city where informal urban settlements continue to expand faster than infrastructure investment. Across sub-Saharan Africa, rapid urbanization is outpacing wash services, leaving millions dependent on unsafe or costly alternatives.
I don't think about 20-something years now. The health side, we got some of the border that will be sick in this community, pass then take them another community because we not able to get proper medication at this and the water for drink we see no more now because first then and the open pump them for we now pass with the buy is grafting water we use them for drink. The toilet then pass through anger because there I do make some till the toilet will anger. So when the water they come and flush everything away. During the past regime, we done the talk about that. And then they can all meeting between the community that they promise we see them we can make proper facility for toilet business, but still it never happen.
We say now this community now we can manage or make toilet now, so now this time I can be a master because of not so for we gain within now, so for the people inside now they pass. So some man can beg you say if you not get to then go beg and asking for business then sick in the that cold with pain we all the time we get malaria, cold, pain all the time because you have the place in cold. They get them pollen and this community so I decide who can do so.
Medical business, no problem because the hospital I can't see no. All picking and sick, now they carry them when it treats them. And then they help one thing. Or they pay not so free or they pay.
Sanitation is another major challenge. Inadequate toilet facilities serve a population estimated at over 14,000 people, forcing some residents to use unsafe alternatives. During heavy rains, flood waters spread waste through homes and footpaths, increasing the risks of cholera, typhoid, and other waterborne diseases. Healthcare provision in Potiwaf is stretched thin. A single health center serves a population that far exceeds its capacity, with staff describing shortages of essential medicines, limited space, and overwhelming patient numbers.
We can attend 50 people for the day, then weekly up to 200 to 300 for the week. The essential care we can give, first of all, the belly woman them, we can do ANC. They treat belly woman them. Then the sick the way they get, where we not go able from treat them, we can refer and then refer center. The medical side now, the supply only they get insufficient compared to the patients where they come. The supply look scanty, then the patients them. Okay.
Life at Potiwaf in Eastern Freetown is built on resilience and a strong sense of community, but it is also marked by serious infrastructural challenges. Residents contend with overcrowded living conditions, limited access to clean water and electricity, inadequate sanitation, and the constant threat of flooding and fire. This densely populated informal settlement is characterized by homes constructed side by side, many of them built over the water or on reclaimed drainage channels. Behind me is a stark reminder of the sanitation crisis facing this community. A makeshift toilet built on wooden stilts over the sea, where human waste is discharged directly into the water. Yet, despite these difficult conditions, the people of Potiwaf continue to support one another, demonstrating remarkable resilience and a shared commitment to their community. As cities like Freetown expand, Potiwaf stands as a reminder that urban growth without infrastructure is a form of slow crisis. Across the world, UN Habitat estimates that over 1.1 billion people now live in informal settlement, a number projected to rise without targeted investment in urban resilience. Here in this coastal enclave, the challenge is not only development, but dignity. Addressing communities like Potiwaf will require more than short-term interventions. It will demand sustained investment in water systems, sanitation networks, healthcare access, and climate-resilient urban planning. Without it, The rising tide will continue to expose the fault lines beneath the city's surface. Issa Bangura, AYV News, Freetown.
According to the OECD and the African Union Commission's Africa's Development Dynamics 2024, more than 80% of African students aspire to high-skilled careers, yet only around 8% ultimately secure such jobs, exposing a widening gap between academic qualifications and labor market realities. That challenge is becoming increasingly relevant in Sierra Leone, where employers are placing greater value on innovation, entrepreneurship and digital competence alongside academic credentials. It was against that backdrop that the Institute of Public Administration and Management, IPAM, convened its Student Readiness Symposium, urging students to prepare not simply for graduation, but for leadership in an increasingly competitive African economy. AYV's Edima Conte was there. She now reports.
A university degree may open a door, but it no longer guarantees a destination. Across Africa, employers are seeking graduates who can analyze data, solve complex problems, and adapt to industries being reshaped by technology, climate change, and regional integration. At IPAM, students, academics, and policymakers gathered to examine precisely that challenge during the Student Readiness Symposium. The symposium explored opportunities emerging from the African Continental Free Trade Area, renewable energy, strategic minerals, agribusiness, and the digital economy. Organizers say the objective was to expose students to ideas extending beyond lecture theaters and prepare them for industries evolving at unprecedented speed.
For students, we have been taught X, Y, and Z, but when we enter into the corporate world, we are finding it very difficult to comprehend certain things being taught in the classroom. So we thought it fit as a government to come together and bring this kind of initiative by inviting Dr. Kande Koleyumkela to admonish the students, to lecture them about what you're expected to do as an employee when you have been employed in a certain organization. Because I might tell you, you cannot expect a graduate from 2025, the MD or the HR practitioner will ask that individual, can you bring 5 years of experience? Where will I see 5 years of experience, of working experience? Where? Is it from the attendance list? Or is it from the presentation? So all those things, we have now understanding what we are facing in the corporate world. So I think this session is very productive. The students appreciate, and we'll keep on producing short events like this on a regular basis.
Delivering his lecture, Dr. Kande Koleyumkela, chairman of PICREV, challenged students to embrace continuous learning rather than rely solely on academic qualifications. His message reflects a broader continental conversation. The United Nations Economic Commission for Africa says Africa's expanding workforce will only become a demographic dividend if education systems produce graduates whose skills align with rapidly changing labor markets.
For you, the students, what I challenge you is to go beyond just the lectures. You have all these tools available, and with the competition around the world, if you don't have these skills, you will be locked out of markets. It is for you, it is your opportunity to know new ideas, research them yourself, and say, well, I want to be part of the future. You belong to the most fortunate generation in African history with all these technologies that is around you. Previous generations fought for independence. Your generation must fight for economic transformation. Do not limit your ambitions. Africa does not need more job seekers. Africa needs job creators, innovators. Do not wait for opportunity. Create.
The OECD projects that Africa's working-age population will almost double by 2050, accounting for 85% of the global increase in the world's labor force. Yet, experts caution that unless universities cultivate innovation, entrepreneurship, and critical thinking alongside academic excellence, many graduates could continue to face a mismatch between education and employment. For the students gathered here, the symposium offered more than career advice. It was a reminder that in a knowledge-driven economy, the most valuable qualification may not be the certificate received at graduation, but the ability to keep learning long after leaving the classroom. Edima Conte, AYV News, Freetown.
This is Primetime News on AYV Television and Radio. Please stay tuned for more stories after the break.
I run a small logistics company. Every cent counts. I didn't think I needed a fuel card until I got the Cornex fuel card. Now, I track exactly how much fuel my fleet uses, in real time. And when my wife or kids need fuel, no cash, no stress. It's safe, accepted nationwide, and I control how much goes on each card. At the end of the month, I see the savings, real savings. Cornex fuel card. I didn't know I needed it. Now, I can't run my business or family without it. Fuel smart, live smart. Visit any Cornex filling station to sign off, or any Cornex office to get your card.
All right, welcome back. I am Phoebian Sweel, and this is Primetime News on AYV Television and Radio. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. Still in the news, according to the World Health Organization, unsafe water, poor sanitation and inadequate hygiene contribute to hundreds of thousands of preventable deaths each year, while increasing the spread of diseases such as cholera and diarrhea. In Sierra Leone, where the rainy season often exposes weaknesses in urban sanitation, blocked waterways and indiscriminate waste disposal continue to heighten the risks of flooding and disease outbreaks. Traders at Tombo Park Market say they are now living with those dangers every day. They are appealing for urgent intervention before an environmental hazard becomes a public health emergency. Our health reporter Edima Conte has more.
Water is meant to sustain life. Here, it carries waste instead. The river flowing beside Tombo Park Market has gradually become an open dumping ground, where refuse from neighboring communities settles instead of reaching the sea. What should be a source of aid has become a warning. For the traders who earn their living here, the consequences are immediate. Rotten waste has filled the air with an irritating smell. Plastic bottles, household rubbish, and organic waste now clog the waterway, slowing its flow as the rains intensify. They fear that if the river bursts its banks, flood waters will not only destroy merchandise, but also expose thousands of shoppers and residents to dangerous waterborne diseases.
The smell in Kimona, but we'll not get away for the now, how the girl lives it, so we'll not get option. During rainy season, the water is there for us because the building is surrounded, they don't build below sign and so. Even at the day of the last time all rain came, the water flopped over, so all people are not able to People are not able to set for pass. So this year I get for worse pass every other year because this building and I mean they control the water, but they don't come put building. Because me I decide safety, they're not able to sell because I get small pick and not when the season at the blow I not go sell because of I get small picking.
At least like when the city don't cancel, we water can affect you greatly. Because the dirty don't float now the gutter and water no there free access for making gondola. So if every rain come, yeah, water they disturb the dirty are be flop here pass to pay push corner for make the able clear and they go together. Now the main dirty box. Just like cannot be able tell the actual thing for happen because in the plan to the way rain because last season where they can even they can say December and they affect you greatly. But now nobody would sell how they see the from look like.
Because we didn't in place even this water because this year we don't want to let this water destroy people them so the dirty na the market. The dirty na the market it don't boku. Lots of disaster they happen now so where people they don't block the bridge them. Water not they get way for pass so the dirty they can and block the place. Look all over so dirty. We want to see that say we put things in place for lot to control this dirty as soon as this market as well.
The United Nations Environment Programme estimates that the world generates more than 2 billion tons of municipal solid waste every year, with at least 1/3 not managed in an environmentally safe manner. In rapidly growing cities across Africa, inadequate waste management continues to compound the impact of climate change, increasing the frequency of flooding and environmental degradation. Sierra Leone has witnessed similar challenges, particularly in densely populated urban communities where drainage systems are routinely obstructed by indiscriminate dumping. The traders say responsibility must be shared. They are calling on the government, sanitation authorities, and surrounding communities to strengthen waste collection, enforce environmental regulations, and intensify public awareness campaigns on proper refuse disposal.
People when they see social media say how this water they destroy markets, they destroy people their money, then the people them any year then they add even that BM side they will go for Kango day. Then they bill and they add no more they tight the water not they get away for one again. We don't talk say so while the government self put on at least that is flooding. They always think about the entire country. Now we they get the highest flooding right now. We need to go north side, this is need to go north side, we don't get flooding at this market here so. So if you they try to interview me, this is very serious for this water side too. And look the dirty water make a way for pass against it. Then I don't block up the bridge, they don't build it, they don't block it, they will go beyond safe there now like bomber. And which of course the bomber they so. How this they happen so now we they get the effects because the water they destroy it go up.
For those who depend on Tumbo Park markets, cleanliness is not a matter of appearance. It is a matter of health, dignity, and survival. Every blocked drain is a flood waiting to happen. Every bag of refuse cast into the river carries consequences far beyond its weight. As the rains continue to fall, traders hope decisive action will restore the river to what it was always meant to be, not a dumping ground, but a source of life. Edima Conte, AYV News, Tumbo.
Well, it's time now for the latest in sports. Let's join Sir Solomon Yumba. Good evening, Solomon.
Good evening, Phoebian, and thank you for having me. Now for sports this evening on Primetime News, Cristiano Ronaldo's international dream ended in cruel fashion as Spain edged Portugal 1-0 at the round of 16, with Mikel Merino's stoppage time strike proving decisive in Arlington. The 41-year-old, who confirmed this is his final World Cup, watched from the pitch as Portugal's campaign closed at the same stage in Qatar 2022. A bittersweet farewell for one of football's greatest ever to play the game. Now in local sports, Army Mori FC have won the Winners Under-14 Tournament 2026 after a thrilling final decided by penalties. The Under-14 boys displayed exceptional footballing skills, but neither team could break the deadlock during regular time, setting a stage for a dramatic shootout, as a report.
The final between Army Mori Football Club and Mimo Football Club ended goalless despite both sides creating opportunities and demonstrating great discipline on the pitch. In the tense penalty shootout, the crucial moment came as Mohamed Kagbo of Mimo FC missed his spot kick, allowing Army Mori FC to triumph 5-4 and claim the championship title. Delvina Khadijatu Bangura, CEO of Delvina's Children's Foundation Sierra Leone, explained that the tournament's primary aim is to nurture young talent and provide a positive environment for football development.
Because it's an empowerment youth tournament, and it's one way to scout talent and also to prevent drug abuse from our community. They will be taking number one what we have taught them, because it's not just a tournament. We are doing it to groom them. We are doing it to teach them on how to behave, on how to be a sportsman in tournaments and different things they are doing in life. And also we have different prizes that we are giving these teams. It's not about money. Youth football, we don't give money. We give them prizes that will impact them. For example, the champions, they will be going with one full set of jerseys and also a football and a gold medal. And the runners-up, they will be going with one full set of beads, 2 football and silver medals.
The head coach of Amimori FC praised his team, stating that their mental and physical readiness made the victory no surprise.
Because this is massive for us. You know, we've been through thick and thin, you understand, with the boys. You know, a lot of difficulties, a lot of challenges, but at the end of the day, we came out victorious, which is very good.
So what did you work on?
Players work on their mentality. Because without their mentality, you understand, they won't play football.
Guest of honor, Engineer Yakuba Tarawali, owner of Premier League club Star Sport Academy, commended the way the tournament was organized and promised to maintain its support for the foundation and its grassroots football programs.
This is an opportunity we should celebrate, and this is the kind of support we should render to our youth, because football unites the world, and as football unites the world, these youth should have a brighter future by having a foundation that seeks their interest and gives them the opportunity to have a better career in life. We at Star Sport Academy, we support youth. We started our academy like this, and it gladdens me to know that other people are doing similar jobs and other people are putting out resources to ensure that the youth of Sierra Leone have a greater future.
Outstanding individual performances were recognized with awards, while the champions took home a set of jerseys and additional prizes. Sir Solomon Yomba, AYV Sports, Freetown. That's all for sport tonight on Primetime News. Over to you, Phoebe and Swell.
Thank you very much, Solomon, for the sports update. Well, that's all in Primetime News for tonight. For more stories, please visit our website on www.ayvnews.com. And if you have feedback on tonight's news, kindly send us an email to info@ayvnews.com. I am Phoebe Sweel. Thanks for watching and listening. Have a good night. Take care and bye for now.
You're watching AYV Television.
SV Electricals, the trusted name for quality electrical appliances and products. All our products come directly from manufacturers in Europe, America, and India. We stock all RR cables and sockets, including armored and flex cables. Our range also includes indoor and outdoor lights, switches, and transformers. At SV Electricals, we offer all sizes of CNS breakers and switches to help keep your home and appliances safe and secure. We also supply a wide variety of quality electrical appliances such as smart TVs of all sizes, fridges, electric cookers, microwaves, ceiling and standing fans, air conditioners,